I had a boss who told me to explain things to clients in a way that was so confusing that they would ask me to manage their money for them instead of empowering them and equipping them with the knowledge necessary to understand what is going on inside their investment portfolio. This was when I worked as a financial advisor for a big brokerage firm, and why I'm kind of jaded with the whole system. Today, I'm going to give you 5 things your financial advisor is likely not telling you so you're never taken advantage of or left in the dark when it comes to your money. Number 1 is the overall cost of your whole portfolio invested with your financial advisor. Usually there's 2 parts to the fee that you pay. The management fee that your financial advisor charges you, and then there's also the fees of the funds that you're invested in. Usually financial advisors will leave this part out and they'll just share with you what their actual management fee is. Likely you're probably paying about 1.5% or so. Those fees can really add up and compound over time.
This is an example of what paying a 1% fee on a $100,000 portfolio would look like. You'd pay $36,000 over 30 years, but if you invested that money instead, it could add up to over $200,000 over that same time frame.
Let's take a quick look and I'll show you exactly how to find the fees in your portfolio and double check what you're paying.
Start by entering the name of the fund into Google. You could enter the symbol and it'll give you this chart here. This shows different performances over time. What we want to look at for the fee is right down here. Front load means this is the fee that you pay to get in. You want this to be 0 ideally. Then the second thing to look at is the expense ratio. This is how much you're paying per year on the funds that you have invested.
So make sure to find out what your financial advisor charges and what the fees are in the funds. Number 2 is why they actually chose the specific funds for your portfolio that you're invested in. And often it's because of relationships that they have with the fund managers. What happens is these mutual fund money managers come into these big investment firms, bring lunch, they'll do a presentation for all the financial advisors in the office, they'll take financial advisors with their clients out to a fancy dinner. In exchange, the money manager expects the financial advisor to use their funds in their client portfolios. So you can obviously see the conflict of interest here. You might not be in the best fund, you're likely in funds because of relationships going on behind the scenes that you have no idea about. Number 3 is everything that you're entitled to for the fee that you're paying to your financial advisor. Often financial advisors have access to financial planning tools. If you don't realize that you can receive these assessments, you might not get them in the first place. I used to do a lot of financial planning in the offices that I've worked in, and a lot of advisors just weren't into it because really they didn't have to be if clients weren't asking for it. You should also be getting quarterly calls from your financial advisor, giving you updates on your portfolio, or just checking in to see how you're doing and how you're feeling in regards to what's happening in the markets and your money, because it can get really stressful, especially when we see things on the news that freaks us out. If your financial advisor isn't calling you and offering you that reassurance, you're not getting what you're paying for. Number 4 is that there are often cheaper alternatives for you to be invested than how you currently are through your financial advisor. If they're using mutual funds in your portfolio, for example, there's very likely index funds that have better performance and a lower fee. It's up to you to challenge them and ask them, why aren't you using these index funds over these mutual funds? And be careful of their answer. They might twist things and overcomplicate things when you just have to look at the numbers and the returns over time. And here's a quick tutorial on how to do that.
Now, if you come right down here, you can click on this and compare it to other funds. Now, this screen will come up, click compare to. You can put in the S&P 500 if you wanted to look at that, and it'll give you a chart. Then you could expand the time to see side-by-side comparison over time of the 2 funds. The index fund, which is the yellow, performed way better than the mutual fund. You can get index funds for way cheaper than most mutual funds. So if you're paying more for a mutual fund, you want to see that you're getting better performance over time.
Number 5 is if you're in a fee-based portfolio, meaning you're paying a certain percentage for the overall amount that you have invested with your advisor, say 1%, and you've got $100,000 invested, that means you're paying $1,000 every year for your portfolio just on their management fee. But something that clients often forget or financial advisors leave out is that you're paying for the cash in your portfolio. So say you have $10,000 sitting in cash uninvested, that could be added to the $100,000 and you could be paying a fee on cash. You definitely should not be paying a fee for cash sitting in your portfolio. You also could be in a situation where you have a large stock, say maybe you got a large stock position in the company that you worked for, and now it's sitting in a fee-based portfolio. You have no intention of selling that stock maybe, but you're paying an annual fee. So these are the things you need to think through when you're looking at the fee that you're paying. Make sure that you're only paying for assets that are actually being managed for you. There are some really great financial advisors out there that are very transparent and share all of this stuff with their clients, but unfortunately, I've seen a lot that aren't. I don't want you to be in that position, so that's why I'm sharing this information so you can just become a more savvy investor, whether you have somebody do it for you or you do it on your own. Take some time to look into your portfolio, ask some questions, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the one responsible for your retirement, for your family's financial future. Your financial advisor is not going to be footing the bill for anything. So don't feel bad about asking these questions. They should be offering you much more than you could do on your own. If you're interested in learning more about investing for yourself, for your own knowledge, and potentially even managing your own portfolio, take a look at the link below. I've got a free training where you can sign up and learn some basics and get going with investing. I also have an investing for beginners course that will be presented in that training as well. So if you do want to take that course and learn for yourself, you're going to save yourself so much money in the long run. And if you want to learn more questions to ask your financial advisor, take a look at this video next, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.